Alright, so I've got a 2003 Honda Shadow Spirit 1100 cc, I believe. I'm going to be doing a oil change today. I'm not super familiar with where everything is at, but I'm going to take a guess. So, over here, so we've got the oil filter right there. Right, so that's where that is. It's kind of on the back side of there. And then as far as I can tell, the oil drain is right up here. Right, I don't know if you can see that. Right there. Right, now this is purely speculation. That bolt there is bigger than the rest of them, and it's on the bottom of the engine. So I'm taking a guess. So I'm going to grab some tools and we'll see where it goes. Alright, so I picked up 4 quarts of some oil, motorcycle oil. I'm going synthetic. I believe the previous owner said he used synthetic. If not, I'm just going to go ahead and switch over. I also needed a wrench because the previous oil filter does not have one of these bad boys on the end, so I can't use a wrench, but I'm putting one on the next one. Alright, I believe it takes 3.5 quarts, so I got 4, and we'll just have to play it by ear and see how it looks once we start filling it back up. Get it close before it overflows. So it looks to be a 17 millimeter, so we're going to give this a try here. There we go. Alright, so unscrewed it quite a bit and no oil's coming out, so I might not have the right bolt here. But I got the oil pan here close by just in case. Once it starts to weep, I'll finish the rest of the way on by hand. Oh, there we go. Get that before it's too late there. Alright, so you can see it's actually gushing out pretty fast there. Filling up pretty fast. Alright, so that was in fact the drain plug. So we got it. Alright, so we can see there by the color that it probably hasn't been changed in a while, which was kind of my concern getting this bike originally. So I've been trying to get it changed for about, shoot, almost 2 months now. But I've only put about 500 miles on it, nothing crazy. Maybe not even. My main concern was when I bought it, the guy told me, he was like, well, I add oil anytime it gets low. I'm like, oh my gosh. Alright, so it is now just down to dripping. So we're going to go ahead and replace this guy. And then we'll change out the filter there. There's a hose here that's preventing me from easily manipulating this guy. It's a pain in the butt. Next time I'll probably just remove it because I can't even get my fingers in there to turn the darn screw. Alright, let's bring this guy in. I can just get it started. We'll be good, yay! Alright, it's in there. Let's drive it home. Alright, that guy's snug. Let's clean this mess up here. Alright, so we've got this handy dandy guy. 10 bucks. I'll keep it around just because it's pretty cool. Grabs on as you turn, loosens it up. Boom, boom. How cool is that? Looks like something on a Iron Man suit. Alright, so wide, and then small. Oh, that is just awesome. But doesn't quite seem to be gripping it well enough. Oh, there we go. So it needs a little bit of assistance, but it works okay. Just has to be squared up quite evenly with it. All right, I can do it by hand now. Let's see. I'm not sure if we need this, but I'm gonna bring it over just in case. Alright, I'm gonna remove this by hand, but without trying to not drop it into the oil pan here, which I know I probably will, but the goal is to not. And we're almost there. And we are free. There we go. And there's a decent amount of oil coming out, so I'm glad I brought the pan over. Alright, so we got the KN303 here. Boom. Let's go ahead and open this guy up. Ooh, all shiny and new. It's got some plastic wrap on there. Made in Thailand, of course. So it looks like you're supposed to clean up the old oil, then you're supposed to oil the new one. I don't know what that means. I think it means fasten. And then this one says to do plus 3/4 minus 3/4 to 1 turn once it's snug, is my guess. Something to that effect. And then this last one says no crying. It's got a teardrop with a line through it. No crying. So guys, when you change your oil, please don't cry. Alright, let's take this guy off. Of course. This time I don't have a knife. There we go. Looks like it's done dripping there. Let me find the right ratchet here. Oh, imagine that. This one. So guys, we're using a 17mm for all these. So the oil drain plug, and then also the oil filter uses 17mm. Right, and this is on a 2003 Honda Shadow Spirit. Right, let's make sure that we're set to turn the right way, which we need righty-tighty, and we're good to go. Let's go ahead and move the oil pan out of the way. Alright, clean up that mess, and set this on the ground to catch anything. We're going to take one of these guys and crack it open. This is pretty simple here. So we're just going to stick our finger in here. Okay, well, don't stick it in as far as I did. I thought it was farther down. Alright, and we're just going to kind of oil the edge here. So it's got one, a good seal, and two, it'll be smoother seal. So when you go to screw it on, it won't be able to have friction there. And I'll probably get metal splinters, but you might want to oil the inside of here too. There, just like that. Let me clean off my finger here. One other trick you can do, you got the oil filter here, just add a little bit of oil in. Just a little bit. So that when you start it up, it's not completely empty. Alright, let's get this guy lined up. Alright, so it's snug, and now I'm going to add 3/4 to a full turn. Alright, and no crying. Those aren't tears, that's sweat. Alright, so the filter's changed. The oil's been drained, so now we gotta add new oil. Don't make a mistake I did one time where I was changing the oil on my truck. I emptied out the oil, changed the filter, and I thought I added the oil, so I started up the engine, and it started running really sluggishly. And it was surging, and I asked my friend, why is it making that noise? And then we looked on the ground, and there were still all of our containers of oil sitting on the ground unopened. So remember to put the oil in. Alright, so right here, I'm guessing on this again, but I think this is where the oil goes. So I got this guy here, boom, right in there. Now this might be a little bit messy. Because I don't have a funnel. But I think I'll be good. So let's give this a try. It's up here to catch any spillover. And we'll see how this goes. Spilling it all over the place, guys. Get a funnel. It's not worth it. This, by the way, before I changed it, it was, here's the bottom mark, here's the top mark. It was like halfway. So it was definitely getting low. Second one here. See if we can do a better job this time. Problem is it doesn't come out at a consistent rate if you don't tip it at a consistent rate. So we got 2 there. As far as I know, it takes 3.5 quarts. As far as I know. I'm going to Google that real quick. Better not be 2.5 because I'm putting in 3. This is the third one and I'm not stopping until it's done. Thought I just heard some dripping onto the ground, but I guess it's just on the inside of the engine there. Alright, there's 3. Let's see what Google says here. Open a new tab, we're going to say 03 Honda Human. Human is not Honda. Honda Shadow 1100 oil capacity. So it looks like it's 3.2, but everybody here is saying that it needs more. So real quick, put in 3. Let's see. Let's tip it up right. And back. Let's see where this line comes out to. So it looks like it's reaching the fill line here. I did it without tipping it up. Alright, let's try again. So it's going all the way up to the fill line. So I'm not worried about that. We'll put this back in. And I'll do 0.2 quarts. I think we'll be good. Everybody there's saying that theirs is low once they run it. Make sure you put the cap back on. Another mistake I've made on my truck is I didn't put the cap back on. And I went on a drive all the way up north, a couple hundred miles round trip. And when I got back, I checked under the hood to see if everything was good, and oil had splattered everywhere, all underneath the underside of the hood, all over the engine, and it was a disaster, and I had to add more oil. So always replace the oil cap. Right, time to start it up real quick. Don't want to do that for too long because of the exhaust. Oil level one more time here. Yeah, so see after running it, now it's bringing the oil level back down. So what people were saying on the forums is right after they run it and idle it, it gets into the system, and now the oil level's not as high as it was when they checked it right before. And that might be why the oil light is coming on too. Let's check this one more time. I'll probably throw the rest of that cord in there. Yeah, see, it's just barely touching that, it's just barely over the fill line. I'm going to add a little bit more. Let's go ahead and add a little bit more here. Guess what? If it's too much, we'll let some out. Just drain a little bit. Went ahead and drained the oil, put the plug back in, switched out the oil filter, put the new one on, make sure we oiled the seal on that. Then we went ahead and filled it up. This is the 03 Honda Shadow Spirit VT 1100 C, and it takes 4 quarts of oil. Even though the manual says 3.2, it takes 4. We put in 3.2 and then we ran it, and it dropped down the oil level down to almost below the starting marker for the minimum level. And I don't want to be running around on low oil. Alright, so there you have it. Please like this video and share it with anybody that you know. And subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'll have more stuff like this coming out all the time. The next video I'll be making after this is life hacks on how to quickly get rid of water spots on your bike. So my bike was on a sidewalk, and there was a sprinkler on or a hose, and it got a bunch of water spots, and it just makes everything look tacky. So I'm going to show you a cool trick that I accidentally discovered. It's probably already a thing on how to solve that. That'll be my next video. Thanks for watching. Be sure to comment below and subscribe to the channel. Thanks. Have a good one. Yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa.